Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced from AlexMerced.com. Now before we get this tutorial started, just want to tell you guys that you guys can download all sorts of free Harmor presets, Harmless presets, Patcher presets, Sytrus presets, all over there at freesounds.alexmerced.com. That's freesounds.alexmerced.com. Check it out. And also make sure to check out some of my songs on Spotify. It would be much appreciated if you do. Okay, now what I want to do in today's tutorial is just kind of go over making different ways of playing with bass sounds to make cool bass sounds. Basically showing you different methods and different tools and just coming up with different sounds and then letting you, hopefully this gives you some ideas to go play and have fun. So first we'll do it with sort of the most basic of tools is the 3X oscillator on Flstudio. So if you, by the way it starts out, you have this sound. So what you do is the coarse is like the coarse pitch modulator. You just turn that all the way down for all three. See, that's already a nice bass sound. Okay, and you can change the different waves to get the sound a little bit different. So. Okay, we got some, and if you go to freesounds.alexmerced.com, there are some 3X Osc presets. Now, this particular plugin doesn't have much else you can really play with. So generally here, we'll assign it to a mixer channel. So click here, assign to a free mixer track. And if we want to add some distortion to it, one good way of doing it is using the Fruity Wave Shaper, since that comes with Flstudio. Okay, and then here, you just kind of play around with the shape of the wave, and you'll get some distortion. So, and then without it, and then if you want to play around with it, we could play around with some of the settings. Make it a little bit more complicated. Okay, so there's certain different ways you can do that. Let's move this a little bit over here. And then if you wanted to give it a wobble, you could always just do the Fruity Love filter. Presets, simple low pass. And just to give it even more distortion, we could just actually use the distortion plugin, either Blood Overdrive or the Fruity Fast Distortion, which is taking a second to load. I might have just frozen my, let me pause that. Okay, so took a second for the Fast Distort to load up, but let's see here now. So basically you have the wave shaper putting on an initial distortion, then the filter happens, making it all wobble, and then the wobble itself gets distorted afterwards, giving you this kind of sound. And if you want to have some more fun, you can give it polyphony of 1. So that means you'd click on this miscellaneous tab. So that way only one note can be played at one time with some portamento, and you can get the Okay, so that's one way using the 3x Osc. So new project. Oh, that is a neat sound. Doot 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 doot. Nope, lost forever. Okay. Next, we can use Sytrus, which is another plugin that tends to come with Flstudio. Again, my copy is Flstudio 11 for anyone who's wondering. Let's see here, Sytrus. I got a lot of plugins, most of them free plugins because they're free, so why not? Okay, so what you do is you start out, you have the presets, and you choose default, and you'll start out with this. So we'll go to operator 1. No, actually we'll go to the main first. First thing we're going to do is just drop the pitch all the way down to the bottom. Okay, then you can play with the wave a little bit if you want. But where you get the cool, dirty bass kind of sound is by adding harmonics. And then what we can do is we can play around with the second operator. So right now, just so you know, the way this matrix works is that the only things you're hearing are anywhere where you see these little like knobs here on the out channel. So that represent the 6 different operators or 6 different oscillators that are going on. So right now only oscillator 1 is playing. And the rest of this matrix is more about like if one oscillator modulates or basically messes with one of the other ones. So what I can do is I can make wave 2 look a little funny, just play with it a little bit. And then I can have it modulate number 1 by turning the knob a little bit, and that just means that wave 2, actually that's the wrong one, wave 2 is messing with wave 1 and making it sound different. So let's see. So right there we already got a pretty cool sound. Now if I were to take the Sytrus and put it on that same channel where we had all the distortion on, which oh, that's right, we didn't do that here. I started a new project. So let me assign this to a free mixer track. You can do the same thing and distort it using the wave shaper. Now a neat trick is you can do this. I learned this from watching Seamless's videos. So if you don't already subscribe to Seamless on YouTube, you should. And also support him on Patreon, his Patreon account. You can also support me on my Patreon account, but Seamless has made a lot of great tutorials and has been doing this for a while. You should always give your hats out to him. But let's see here. You add Edison to the channel. Okay, so that means it'll record anything that's going to that mixer channel. So since I have Edison on mixer channel 5, it'll record the stuff on mixer channel 5. So let's say I just want to record a quick me playing C note. What I'll do is I'll go on Edison. And then I'll do it on input, just because I'm just going to record a quick sample of me hitting the C note. So hit record, it'll record on input. So as soon as I hear something, you can do it on play if it's a loop, however you want. Okay, and then let me just isolate that. Trim. Okay, now I got that. Then I'm going to save it. Save simple as. Save with all my other samples. Synths. Space C. Okay. Then what I can do is I can open up a Harmor channel. So we already have a pretty cool bass sound as is, but I can do something else with it by taking that sample and loading it into another FL Studio plugin, Harmor. Okay, so here's Harmor. So then what I will do is I'll just go find that sample in my stuff, which I have right over here, base C. And I can drag it right here into the image section. So again, the way I did that is when you first open up Harmor, you see this, you click on image right over here, and you can just drag and drop any sound, and now it's in your Harmor. And like literally when I play Harmor now, it'll be playing off that sound. Now a slightly modified version of that sound because of everything else that's going on in Harmor, but now you can kind of modify it and get like other stuff going on. Let me use some of the packs, shapes, do something a little bit less crazy. Doot. I can even pitch it down. Now it's really low. And then I could hypothetically re-sample it from Edison and just keep re-putting it in and re-messing with it. But let's see what happens if I send this Harmor channel over to that same mixer channel as we did before. Let me get Edison out of here. Okay, Harmor. Put it over to channel 5, I imagine. Pretty neat, and there's lots of stuff that you can do with Harmor. But I mean, another cool thing I can do is that there's two channels in Harmor, A and B, so I could recopy that same sample score. My thingy is here. Nope. First, let me get to the image thing here. I could have slightly different settings on here. So now you're hearing it twice, but each one with different settings, because these the settings are different for each one. So I could mess with the timbre settings a little bit different on the second one. So maybe I'll do, well, let me go to the B, do this one. Both. Now if I take off the B, turn it off. Now if I pitched up B a little bit. Oh wait, those are global settings, that's why. My bad. Okay. But let's see here. With B, what I could do is I could play with the pluck. Oh, that's right, because I didn't have it pitched down before. You can actually automate that and do some cool stuff with that. Okay, and the last thing you can do is you can, let's take away, let's move it to, let's see here, if I take this, let's move it to channel 6. So we can put some different effects, and what you can do is you can just use the Vocodex plugin. So that's on this, so just by turning my bass into a lead there, we can play with the settings. Okay, that's one way, but that doesn't quite get you the same crazy sound that I'm going for. So what I'm gonna do is do this another way by using the effector and putting on the Vox effect, just moving it somewhere random, taking out the bypass. Wait a second, do I have this in the right one? Where did my Harmor go? So if I take off the effect, let me clone it. That's right, because I don't have the distortion on it anymore. So let me move the effector down. Let's put the wave shaper on it. Actually, let's try hardcore out. There's hardcore. Put the middle so we got equal parts A and B. Then let's turn on the effector. And you can play with some of these other effects. That might be a little too much distortion, but you guys get the idea. There's a lot of cool ways for you to get the bass out with the idea. And then even if you started with a whole new Harmor, just went the default. Okay, you can just pitch it down. And even with all those effects that I had, with just a pure Harmor default setting, that's still a pretty cool bass sound. the idea. Enjoy! And again, check out free sounds at AlexMerced.com for lots of cool free presets and samples and cool stuff.